All right. What's up, everybody? I unmuted everyone, but there's no point of that. How we feeling today, you guys? Today we're going to talk about Visionary Solana and all the other projects that are in here. There's a bunch of them. We got Jago here with this. Dude, we need to talk about the Shinobi Dragon. Shit, I like that one. And we got Soulofox. I don't want to say Soulofox, so I did it. And of course, we got Hungry Robot Chicken. We got the Collectorz Club. We got so many people in here. So I'm going to let you all just give a quick intro, what you want to talk about, what you're doing, and all that kind of stuff. Go ahead. And I'm going to do my best to listen. I'm sure Fast knows I be talking way too fucking much. So this space, I'm going to be listening.
Yeah, so
basically, go ahead, Jago.
I'll give a brief introduction and let you take over from there, Jasper. But basically, Visionary Studios is a Web3 project development studio. Right now, our focus is on Solana, but we're definitely blockchain agnostic, just like you Dragons. Yeah, so all the projects that are up here right now are under the Visionary Studios umbrella, we call it, whether it's Soulofox, Hungry Robot Chicken Club, Collectorz Club, and there's some other projects under the umbrella as well. But basically, we're a Web3 project development company that strives to bring legitimate projects into the space and with a real focus on mainstream adoption. A lot of the projects have a component that really targets people that are not in the Solana NFT space at the moment. And we really want to bring in the masses. So that's what we're here for.
Oh, okay. Well, Fast, your hand is up. Go ahead. I mean, he already has a question, so let's hear what it is. The Visionary, go ahead, guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, are you guys ever gonna like pick up any like advisors or like marketers for Visionary?
God.
So right now we're just building, and it's just we're viewing this time to build. We we minted back in March, and in that time have brought forward projects that are hitting a variety of those verticals. So we have Soulofox with that partnership hitting the Web3 gaming vertical. We have Collectorz Club up here, who just minted out their Gen 1 collection in like under 15 minutes, which was awesome, which is hitting, sports cards, collectibles, ventured into the restaurant industry with some IRL utility, bringing, Web 2 promotionals and coupons to, people that may not be familiar with this space, with Hungry Robot Chicken Club and the partnership with Stickies, the Finger Joint, and Lunchbox, the online ordering system, which we couldn't be more thrilled to be partnering with. And then we also have, we're dipping our toes into the entertainment and film 3 industry with the girl in the red cape, who we'll be discussing at the end of this. But, it's been like 5 or 6 months since we minted, and we've just been grinding, really focusing on putting out, quality projects, bringing some innovative stuff that we're hoping can start onboarding, hopefully people from Web 2 in kind of a safe and seamless and culturally compliant manner. But, to touch on that, we're just in the middle of it, man. We're just grinding, just trying to put out quality projects.
So you guys aren't hiring?
We may be eventually, but we are, a lot of this has come in-house. A lot of it has been organic. Our team, is made up of 6 people. I've known Jago for probably close to 20 years. 5 of us have known each other well over a decade, and we all kind of come from professional experiences in finance, asset management. TG is an attorney, community building. Obviously, Jago has his roots in Web3. And our Kyle has roots in the Hollywood and film and entertainment industry. So as to this point, everything that we have done, has come from natural organic connections. But as growth, continues, I'm sure we will certainly be looking to expand.
So you guys mentioned a lot of Web 2 experiences. I'm gonna back up fast here real quick just to help them out here. Do you have any Web 3 advisors that have experience in that field? I mean, Fast, he's clearly looking to be hired.
I'll chime in here, but so we have not paid any influencers on Twitter here yet, but we will definitely talk to you fast if you want to get in a conversation and see what you can bring to the table.
Yeah, I'll have my people hit up your people type thing, you know.
What? Who is your people, fast?
It's just me, but I just felt like it would be a little cooler if I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. Yeah,
you've seen my shills for the Hungry Robot Chicken Club. I've thrown in some pretty good shills, if I do say so myself. Some alley oops.
Yeah, that's what we look for. We look for organic community growth. We don't really usually pay people for those shills, so we appreciate that. You go out, you see this project, you think that it's good for the space, and you go out and shill it for us. So definitely appreciate that.
Oh my god.
Well, to be completely honest, I only really shilled it because I was trying to get the baby dragon that you had, but you didn't end up wanting to work on a deal, so I'm not unsure what that was about.
It's a good dragon. I think it was a cosmic blue, if I remember correctly.
Cosmic pink, but who's keeping track?
Let's talk about something else here. So I'm looking at Sticky the Fingers. Oh my god, bro, this chicken looks so sexy. I'm unfamiliar with your guys' work here, but I'm looking at the chicken right now. That's all I care about.
The chicken is absolutely delicious, bro.
Holy shit!
If you're in New York, I recommend heading to one of the 13 locations they got scattered about the city, and they actually just opened a 14th location today up there in Yonkers.
So can you guys open up a 15th in Chicago, and then I can go eat it?
Hey, I think we could definitely make that happen.
Oh my god! Now I'm looking at that right now. Well, I guess I want to hear from Hungry Robot Chicken Club. Like, what do you guys have to say for not just the chicken, but for anyone that's unfamiliar with your work? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not too familiar. I did my research, of course, before I went into the space because I wanted to know, of course, what you guys were about. But I mean, if you had an elevator pitch, if you wanted to not even just sell, but just tell us about yourself real quick, what would that be?
Yeah,
other than the fact that you guys make fucking delicious looking chicken.
Yeah, I mean, the chicken sells itself, right? I think I don't need to speak too much about that. But, we, with Hungry Robot Chicken Club, built out the first kind of restaurant, like on-chain rewards kind of pass rewards system. The coffee shop punch card been in existence for however many years for good reason. Like these type of customer loyalty programs, across all kind of verticals right now. And, we saw like an opportunity to use blockchain technology in the verification of these membership rewards points and these loyalty rewards points. Something we're always thinking about and looking at is if there's an existing Web2 process that can be supplemented using blockchain technology and Web3 tech, why wouldn't we use that and why wouldn't we incorporate that? Until we start bringing this technology that we all know and love into these existing verticals, existing business processes, they're going to remain niche, right? And so if we can build out this, and what we're doing here with Hungry Robot Chicken Club is building out infrastructure for restaurants that want to get into the NFT game. We've partnered strategically with Launchbox. They are the web-based POS system that people use for digital ordering and our online ordering for Hungry Robot Chicken Club, as well as I got to think about 150 other restaurants chains in New York City. So they have a pretty good presence in the space. The infrastructure we're working on building out with Launchbox is, we're treating HRCC almost like a pilot program. And then we'll see more restaurants that are in Launchbox's ecosystem start to kind of use this technology and roll out their own rewards passes. So that's a little bit about the project.
So if I own an if I own a Hungry Robots Chicken Club and I go to one of these locations, what are the benefits that I get when I show or proof of ownership? Do I just get free food or is it discounted? Because now you got me thinking just about the chicken alone, bro. What can I get from this?
Oh yeah, for sure. So there's a couple different rewards that we kind of baked into this, and we're always looking to. Luckily, the Stickies is super. They have an awesome brand, great imagery. The NFT that we have is, if you go into the store, you could see it on the wall in the restaurants. It's also on their drink bottles and some of their promotional materials. So they have a super cool brand. They're plugged in, kind of a nice cult following. The first thing that we're giving to holders really is the ability to get discounted and free promotion, free items that are kind of on a rotating basis. So it's up to the restaurant to determine what type of items they want to promo during that period. Like, and so we give it 3 codes. I think these things reset on a a bi-weekly basis, like every other week. And so, yeah, we actually, and I don't know if you've seen that, the receipt floating around there, but we had somebody order for pickup and they actually saved $1 more than the entire meal was worth just in one trip there. So the value is definitely there. Right now it's only for online ordering, pickup and delivery, but we are working with Solana Pay and some of these other in-store like payment processors to have like in-store token gating and in-store payments. But for right now, it's just for pickup and delivery stuff.
And by the way, with delivery, they do Gold Belly. So Chicago isn't off the table. We've had deliveries to upstate Connecticut. So I would definitely check it out.
Oh shit. Okay.
It travels very, very well.
Yeah, that was actually a question our HRCC that you guys just mentioned. When it comes to like paying with crypto, can you guys pay in Solana? And I know we spoke with like Dragons, we spoke a while back with SoulSwipe, I believe they're called. They're kind of like a Visa debit card for Solana as well. So when it comes to just payment methods, are you guys, like Jago mentioned before, is it full Web3 integration when it comes to all that kind of stuff? Or right now you guys focusing on the chicken and the actual branding, and then later on you're gonna incorporate all that kind of stuff into it?
Yeah, so right now, like having stickies register with the proper like authorities to become like a digital currency payment like operator or whatever the term is for it, like that's definitely on the roadmap and plan for this right now. You just pay with your like credit card or your debit card, and these codes like that you receive on. So we have a holder dashboard for HRCC. You just log into the holder dashboard. It'll show you the promo items you have based on the robots that you're holding. You can take those, pop those into like Seamless, Grubhub, Uber Eats, like those style of like food delivery and pickup like websites, and that's how you would be able to redeem your value.
And just to touch on the integration, one of the cool features was we ended up partnering with Crossmint as far as having an adaptable, basically QR code in the brick and mortar locations, where when a customer goes in, they'll see the Hungry Robot Chicken Club project on the menu, and they're able to simply scan that QR code through Crossmint and mint their first NFT. So we thought it was, as I touched on earlier, visionary. Our goal is really to try and get mass adoption from people that aren't familiar with the space, and having this kind of as a little bridge where you're going in to just get some chicken and you leave with chicken and an NFT seemed to be a pretty amazing way to do it.
Yeah, like we said in the intro, mass adoption is kind of like the primary focus of what we want to do. And having, 14 restaurant locations in a city of 10 million people like Manhattan, it's just really one of the best ways to get people exposed to Solana NFTs, and in a way that they don't even really need to understand the underlying technology. They could just be a part of this digital rewards club and get exclusive deals at Stickies all the time. And it's something that really hits home to everybody. A lot of times people in not in the Web3 space, they say, hey, I'm going to save as that picture, all this stuff. What's really an NFT about? But when you could actually take that and go to a store and get, buy one, get ones or free sandwiches and stuff, it really opens up the eyes to what a utility for NFTs can be for the masses.
And just real quick, this will be, I know we got a lot of other projects on the panels, but as a small business owner myself, one of the more eye-opening things was, you have an expense allocation for advertising and marketing. And typically that's going to print or online coupon codes, things of that nature. And in using this method, Stickies was able to basically create a revenue event and turned an expense allocation into an income allocation, while also creating a loyal fan base that will essentially be, no doubt, returning customers. So to us, it's, it seems like a no-brainer. It seems like something that if word of mouth does catch on and business owners start to see this, it's going to lead to mass adoption.
Yeah, 2 things about that I wanted to say. Yeah, it's a very, very unique business model where you're allowed to bring in your marketing costs and efforts, which are usually expenses, where they don't just get expended instead of just, like you said, digital marketing, Facebook ads, whatever it is. Instead, it's going towards buying an NFT, which also brings back more types of different revenue back into your already business as it is. So I'm trying to like even wrap my head around it, trying to voice it into words is kind of very interesting just to think about, or even just try to say that it's a very unique business model. I've never really, I don't know where I can even think of an example like that where it exists already. But I mean, yeah, with that, just great job, you guys. That's incredible. But second part that I wanted to say, you guys mentioned before, if you just go into Chickies and you just want to get something, and you just want to buy like a chicken tender, there's a QR code that you scan with CrossMint that allows you to mint the actual NFT like with your credit card or something. So you, like you said, you leave with both. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, that's correct. So CrossMint Tech, you can pretty much like mint these NFTs using your credit or debit card. It'll create a like wallet for you on their website. You just put in your email address, and whenever you're ready to take that off their platform and add it to your Phantom wallet, you could do that at your leisure. I think one of the coolest things about CrossMint is really just kind of opens up kind of this market to people who are not previously like kind of exposed to the crypto ecosystem. And like I know that all sounds like fun and cool. What it looks like in reality is like folks from like that commute into New York, like we're doing customer service calls with these folks explaining what NFTs are. It turns into a Q&A session at the end of the day. They're like Solana maxis, right? And this is exactly what we're trying to do with our with this collection and all the collections under Visionaries umbrella.
No, that's definitely interesting because even today we were tweeting about, and I know last week Magic Eden released the CrossMint credit card integration. I myself, I haven't used it yet. I can't wait to go into major credit card debt buying NFTs. It's going to be very fun for me. But I mean, until then, like that seems like a very seamless way to bring people who just like chicken into it. The one thing that in my brain I'm trying to relate this to, like in a Web 2 sense, would be like when you get a credit card, certain credit cards like Chase, whatever it is, they have their own like little benefits on the bottom of it. But this would be your one-stop credit card if you just like chicken. And again, like you can own an NFT with utilities for a variety of reasons. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're a motherfucker that likes to eat chicken, you can just buy an NFT, and then with that NFT, even if you don't fucking use it, you just have it. It helps you get more chicken, which is a very simple thing. Do you think about? Some people may look at it, they'd be like, "So this is a fucking chicken NFT," and you go, "Yes, motherfucker, yeah, this is a chicken NFT." It's got, again, I have a bias here. I think I mentioned it fast a while back. Like all I do is eat chicken and rice. So this makes me happy. You know what I mean? And for other people who are looking for like actual Web3, I don't know.
You
Whatever.
told me that you fucking hate chicken.
I love chicken fast. What in the world are you talking about? It's literally the only thing I fucking eat.
What
Fast,
the fuck? No,
fast
this guy said he
talking
was
shit.
No, you said that you were like a fish guy and that you just like eating a lot of fish.
Ew, fast. No, literally chicken and rice. I've sent pictures to Dusty and Taj of an entire chicken that I ate. And I go, "Hey, do you want to see what I ate today?" And he goes, "No." And I'm like, "All right, here." And I sent him a picture of like a devoured chicken. That's just all I eat. Fast, I know you're unaware.
I'm pretty sure this guy's lying.
I know you're unaware of what it's like to eat healthy and, go to the gym and make sure that stuff turns into like muscles and stuff. You just eat shit all day. I can't relate to you on that level. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say here. The things that I eat turns into good stuff. You feel me?
This guy's fucking lying.
Is that Dusty and Todd over at Adult Fantasy?
Wait, what? No, Dusty and Todd at Boryoku.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I was just on a call with them the other day.
No. Dusty's he's like head operator or mod, like community manager at Boryoku, and then Taj is owner of BOKU.
Just another Dusty and Todd duo out there. That's awesome.
Yeah, Taj and like Taj Mahal. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But okay, enough about the chicken. I can talk about chicken all fucking day. I'm sorry, guys. But Soulofox, I want to hear from you guys.
Yeah. How's everyone doing tonight?
Fantastic. I'm sending a bunch of heart emojis as an answer. I didn't want to cut you off.
No, heart emojis works. Good. So Soulofox is a mix of a Web3 game and a utility-based initiative in the sense that we have not only a playable live game in a couple of different modes where you can log in with your NFT character and earn our SPL tokens solo, but we also have a fully comprehensive dashboard, which not only supports the Soulofox community and what we're doing with things like staking, marketplace, opening up in-game items that you can then equip your Foxes with, but we also open it up for the broader Solana gaming ecosystem, where we can support other gaming projects in very similar ways. So our plans, so we first minted our first Gen 0 collection in last October, and we currently have an ongoing live mint on Magic Eden for our Gen 1 collection. So with our plans going forward after this mint, in order to scale and sustain the business like we want to, we're going to create a much more direct B2B business in order to fund the game development going forward. Of course, this would be, aside from everything that we're doing, but it's an opportunity for us to help scale other projects while also bringing in a new income stream. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to make a fun game, an opportunity for mass adoption. We really strive to partner with other projects, specifically gaming projects, and we feel like we've put ourselves in a very strong central position in order to do so, given the applications and products that we've produced. So, like in line with Jado and Visionary's missions and all the other great projects that we have the pleasure of working with, like Collectorz and HRCC, we're just trying to bring foot traffic and mass adoption to Web3 and hopefully Solana.
So when it comes to being another game on Solana, I was looking into this as well. I like that one collection, first of all, is pixelized and the other one is not. I think that's unique. I think a lot of people, whenever they have a second or third collection, but like literally just like us, like they stick to the art that they did for the original, which is cool. That's always a route you can take. But I like that. Personally, I just like that. It's
Yeah, I
not,
appreciate it.
then one isn't. But unrelated, what I was talking about here is, so when it comes to like HRCC, like their whole thing is like an actual in-person restaurant based off their NFT. They have a collaboration, a partnership with that. So what would your, like not even just to say Web 2 bridge, I don't want to use those fucking words, but what would your Web 2 usage be for this game to try to like do what you guys are trying to do here, which is mass adoption?
Yeah, it's gaming. So there's a lot of different ways about going through Web3 gaming. We're trying to keep it as open as possible. And what I mean by that is there's so many different ways to enter into our ecosystem, whether it's through giveaways that we do for in-game items so that somebody can just go in, get an item, equip it onto their FOTS, and then start playing. Or we actually have guest login features. So not only can you log in with a Solana wallet, play our game without even an NFT, so you can just experience it and start earning Solocoin, but you can even sign up with an email address. And we have Web2 enablement so that people can start to get a feel for what Web3 gaming is, right? We're trying to make it a natural progression from Web2 to Web3 because, I mean, think about when we first came in, I had no idea what I was doing on Solana or Web3. Like, what the hell is a blockchain, right? So and after doing this for a year or 2 years, it feels so natural to us, but newcomers, it's not that natural. So we're keeping that really in mind as we progress through this game development. But at the end of the day, yeah, we're trying to bring more Web2 adoption to Web3 gaming. And in order to do that, we need to create a very accessible game with a lot of opportunity and benefits that Web2 gaming doesn't really realize, which a big part of it, of course, is that play and earn aspect, which is the earning part.
Okay, yeah, I understand you guys' message there, especially the mission statement there. But the one thing that I ask other projects that are doing kind of something similar to what other projects are doing, your project compared to ones that have been around or also minting, what makes your game better or just different compared to all the other games, whether they're on Solana or Ethereum or even just any other Web3 game? And why do you think like your game in particular like takes the cake when it comes to all the other games that are currently being used?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, I think if you think about the Web2 gaming ecosystem, there are so many different types of games that have such a strong market. You have all the sports, like Madden, FIFA, 2K, and then you have like RPGs like Elden Ring, which I'm super into right now. And then you have, like the legacy, like even like Super Smash Bros. There's just so many different genres of gaming that I think all Web3 gamers are going to find their niche and what makes it fun for them. And for that reason, back to the point of like where Soulofox is so focused on with partnerships, is we have a lot of strong relationships with other gaming projects like Catch King, Guild Saga, Remnants, and we all acknowledge that if one of us makes it, then we all make it because we know that we're delivering on strong games. It's just a matter of getting eyes on it and getting gamers into our ecosystem. That said, we have this. Our game originally was inspired by MapleStory, which is a very nostalgic game. So we're trying to keep that nostalgic feel, and that's again, a massive market in itself. So if we can create a experience that feels nostalgic, it's kind of a game for everybody, whether it be kids or adults, and just have this super accessible and enjoyable experience, then I think we're going to do really well for ourselves. So I guess, long story short, I don't think we need to be, or nor should we think that we're going to be the best game in the world, because I don't think there is one. I think we're just going to deliver on the MapleStory inspired nostalgic feel as effectively as possible.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, a lot of other people. I've spoken with Rug Revenants, Remnants. I've also spoken with Pixel Guild. The one game that I've experienced playing is Pixel Guild, just because I don't know. It's just the first game I played on Solana. But I've been watching your guys'. I've been stalking your Twitter, your website, literally everything, the Discord in preparation for this. And I had to say, I'm watching it literally right now. The gameplay for it all, it does seem very nostalgic. Like when I'm playing, I've definitely played like 50,000 different games that remind me of like the play style of this one, and that kind of makes me a little happy, because at the end of the day, I mean, like you said, it's a unique approach you took here, where your goal isn't to be the number one or the best. You just want to be one of the ones that are also succeeding alongside the other ones, and that's a common theme that I've seen amongst like every other Solana game. Like it's not a competition to them at all. Like when I spoke to Rogue Revenants, they were just like, the reason why I'm here with Remnants right now isn't because like we want to put them out of business. It's because those are the OGs of the space. We like them and we want to learn from them, which I think, especially in Solana Web3 space, is such a mature look to have, and it's necessary as well. Because I mean, at the end of the day, if you do it incorrectly, and you're a newer one coming into mints, and you kind of like take like a negative competitive approach against all the other ones that have been around for a while or are also minting, it doesn't really work out, if you don't work out. So like, I like the camaraderie is what I'm trying to say here between Solana, especially Solana games. I don't really know about Ethereum, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I don't really play games on Ethereum. But the Solana games that I played so far, that's what I enjoy the most about it. And the fact that you guys are aligned with that as well, the morale and the culture there, I think that's good just to have in general.
Yeah, man, it's so cool. We have very reoccurring meetings and conversations on how we can just do better as a group, because we really are all in it together. If you kind of zoom out and look at the population of the world, and then into NFTs, and then Solana, and then into the gaming, we're a really small community. And as we've been saying, if one of us makes it, we all make it, because we feel really strongly about what each of us are doing.
Yeah, when I was speaking to Rug Revenants and Revenants, I was telling them, I was like, do you guys have a group chat? Like, is there like a secret hierarchy group chat on Discord or Telegram, whatever, like WhatsApp? It doesn't matter where it is. I was like, you guys need to have a group chat. I mean, now I'm telling you the same thing. You guys need to have a group chat. You guys all just need to be talking about whatever you guys are working on. I'm like, maybe you guys have one now. But when I spoke about it then, they were just like, no, man, for some reason we don't have one of those. I just feel like that'd be a good idea, productive idea, where everyone could just get along and be like, yo, what did you guys do today? I don't know. I feel like that's cool. Because I know even with like the other like CMs or whatever, for like Tayo and those guys, I talk to those motherfuckers every single day. I'm like, what can we do together? What can we do better? Like what can we do together online, on Twitter, whatever it is, just to like help each other. Because again, the camaraderie is the best part about all of this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Help each other, but then also create like tournament style events for everyone else. So like we'll be hosting, and our communities will be a part of it, but then open it up to a much larger audience so that they can experience it, and then hopefully like get them into gaming.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry. Collectorz Club. Go ahead, you guys. I didn't want to take up too much time and like not have you guys give a chance to speak, of course.
No, you're good. I appreciate you guys for having us on. Yeah, so I'll just kind of give you guys like a quick elevator pitch on what Collectorz Club is, and like, kind of our path since we've started, and how we got to where we're at, and how we got with Visionary and all of that stuff. So we are a sports cards and collectibles, as well as trading card company based out of the United States. And it's basically, with our knowledge in that, and as I got into the Solana ecosystem about last September, probably August, September-ish, I got into the Solana ecosystem last year. As I was, taking part in NFTs and minting and everything, I really understood this kind of how synonymous collecting cards, or just traditional collecting in general, whether it be comics, cards, or anything that people might collect, and just collecting NFTs, and how people are chasing rarities, how people are doing different things that basically is kind of this behavior that collectors use. So I took that and I was like, hey, I see this lane as a way kind of to, number one, start our own collection and start our future in this digital space, but number two, really onboard traditional collectors into the Solana ecosystem and kind of teach them everything that I knew about NFTs at the time, and really kind of just dive in. So that's really what Gen 0 was about, is when we started, was really just onboarding the traditional collectors. We started by giving, kind of similar to what Hungry Robot Chicken Club's doing, and giving benefits to what our company was doing, daily giveaways, monthly gift cards, and stuff like that, just to kind of get people involved in what we were doing and kind of see, hey, what we're doing with our traditional collecting is the same thing we're doing in the NFT space. And we really kind of grew much faster than we thought we were going to, just because we didn't really know how many people were in the Solana ecosystem that were into collecting. It turns out there's a lot of collectors of many different things, whether it be sneakers, whether it be cards, like I said, whether it be old games or whether it be comics. There's a lot of collectors. So we've really created an incredible community that's kind of carried us strong thus far. Is like one of the, people like to say, like one of the most like professional and like chill communities that you can really like go into and just really vibe and like feel like you're a part of this family, and like these are your friends who are willing to help you. So we created that, and as we picked up steam, we realized, hey, we need to continue to offer more for the Solana ecosystem and to continue to bridge this gap between physical and digital collectibles. So that's why we pushed to have a Gen 1 collection. And what our Gen 1 collection offered is we opened up our collector zone, which allows you to stake your NFTs to earn our club coin, which then allows you to shop on our marketplace and then redeem it for physical and digital collectibles, such as PSA graded Pokemon cards, PSA graded football or basketball cards. We have NFTs out there that you can instantly purchase, and it goes right to your wallet, stuff like that. So we created this experience now, kind of a unique experience for collectors. You get to essentially buy these NFTs and then yield this coin that allows you to get other things, right? And kind of get other assets that you can get. So that's what the collector zone is involving, and that's what we've just introduced. Another thing that we're introducing is our collectors grading service, which we're going to actually be slabbing your favorite NFTs into like sports card slabs. I actually shared a tweet and pinned it up into the earlier on, so you guys can see the process. We recently, before we even launched, like we're launching in October, and we've already gained some interest from other collections who want to provide it to their holders. So the Monkey Baby business has reached out, and they're going to be getting a slabbed NFT for each one of their Super 101 exclusive NFTs that they have, and just stuff like that. That's going to continue to provide things in the traditional collecting world now in the digital space, right? And we want to build this on Solana, and eventually down the road, we're looking to continue to build more collectibles and continue to down this collectible path for the Solana ecosystem. We kind of want to lead the charge, and we see things that are going on in the art 101 world right now. We're kind of trying to insert ourselves there and continue to find ways just to insert ourselves as a collecting community in the Solana ecosystem. And a lot of other things that we also have, but I don't want to continue rambling on because everybody who knows me up here knows I'll talk for fucking 12 hours. So I'll kind of wrap it up there.
No, man. When it comes to talking for 12 hours, like that's totally understandable because I'll be listening for 12 hours because I'm literally just like I will keep fucking talking too. But I mean, the last portion, again, I'm looking at this and I saw that you pinned it. I saw this the other night when I was doing research. So I'm about to understand that if I okay, here's my thing. It's kind of moving backwards, it's kind of Web3 moving into Web 2 to have your like NFT printed as a physical collectible, almost like Pokemon cards are done. Because I myself, like my brother has fucking holy, like I don't even know how many Pokemon cards he has. And I used to play Pokemon growing up, everything like that. But you're saying that I could have like my Boryoku Dragon as basically how Pokemon cards are in those like PSA graded little plastic containers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it is. And we create the custom cards, and we're going to allow a few different designs for you, whether you want like you'll see that in that example, it's like a full-sized one. Then we also have one that looks more like a Pokemon card where it's more like trading card style, and the attributes are on the front instead of it being on the back, where the full-size one is just a full-size image of your NFT with the attributes on the back. So yeah, just exactly like what you just said, and you're right. It is kind of Web3 going back to Web 2, but that's like literally, it sounds cliche because we hear it a lot now, like bridging the gap, right? But like we literally do want to bridge the gap for not necessarily for just Web 2 and Web 3, like what Visionary is doing and why we're under Visionary. We're kind of going a little bit more niche with like the collecting, right? Like we want to bridge the gap for physical and digital collectors, right? So it does definitely go back from the physical to digital, but we're also, bridging it obviously goes both ways, right? So that's why we're also providing things like the collector zone where we're using Web3 tools like staking and allowing people to, purchase digital goods with our marketplace that we've created. So it's kind of both. And we actually also have a thing, Collectorz Club marketplace that's aside from our collector zone, where we allow our holders who are big, collectors and people who sell their cards or whatever they might sell. We have a marketplace where they're able to sell their physical collectibles as well at a much lower fee than what eBay provides. So like that's something that we haven't worked much on, but it's something that we offer and that we plan to really vamp up in the future once we get our marketing campaigns together and stuff like that. So yeah, really, like you just said, it's definitely nostalgic for a lot of people who grew up collecting Pokemon, and it's nostalgic for people who grew up, collecting rookie cards of sports players and stuff like that. So really, on top of all of that nostalgia and really trying to insert ourselves from a collecting standpoint, also offering benefits and utility through our company that we have as well. Like for example, Cardsaway Sports and Cardsaway Breaks are two websites that we run. We're a multi-million-dollar company just with the cards, with Cardsaway Sports alone. So the sports side of things, we sell individual packs and single cards and stuff like that. Whereas Cardsaway Breaks is a live streaming website where we rip open group breaks for other people and we do live card breaks for other people. So let's say, for example, if you want to buy a box of cards, you usually have to go to like your local hobby shop or whatever. But in this case, you could buy it online with us and we'll rip it online for you, or you for a group of people. Let's say you're identified by a team, you get it's a football break and you get the Patriots. Well, then all of those cards that come out of that break in the live stream, you get all the Patriots cards, for example. So different things like that we're trying to bring those experiences now to Soul. There's something that we also created called NFT Breaks, which is kind of that just same experience where we have a bunch of NFTs in a break, and we have a live stream where different wallets of the people who bought in get different assigned NFTs, and we'll actually right after the break send those to your wallet. So kind of just like a different way of collecting NFTs, really. Instead of like minting, we're like creating this reminting process with selected NFTs that people can chase.
Good Lord. Okay. I first that holy shit. Okay, yeah. First of all, incredible. I like the fact that, like, when I say moving backwards, I didn't even mean that in like a derogatory term. I meant just if you just looked at it like face first, it's like, okay, so we're bringing Web3 integration into Web2, which I think is fucking cool because at the end of the day, NFTs, sneaker game, Pokemon cards, collecting stuff like that, it's all kind of the same. At the end of the day, when you look at it, it's flipping. If you want to, of course, take the flipping route to it. And a lot of people who did sneakers came into NFTs. A lot of people who did trading card games, no matter what it was, they are now in NFTs as well. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a very interesting thing to look at because it's kind of like Web 2.5, not even Web 3, when you try to bring 3 back to 2. And I think that's incredible.
Right.
I think if you do it this way, it's a very smart way of doing it. And having the NFT that offers Club, which I have a question about, as like the main source of to like get whatever it is you're trying to do, or even sell your stuff on there. Because again, like I said, my little brother, he does like Pokemon cards a lot, and I know that motherfucker doesn't sell anything, but what he does, he tries to sell it on eBay, and he always complains to me about the fees. So if you guys capitalize that on that, like you guys said, you've begun to, I think that's also going to be a very smart move as well. Because I know, Gary V, like he loves trading cards, like he loves baseball cards, and he's like, baseball cards, the next big thing, blah blah blah, and people love him, So as long as like some people are speaking about it, let alone a lot of bigger names are speaking about it, and you guys are capitalizing on it from the very beginning. If and whenever like that does blow up, you guys are going to be the front runners of that industry, which, if when done correctly, is going to be fucking incredible. But I had a question about Club. So Club, is there a monetary value or liquidity pool attached to this coin? And I was looking at you guys' stuff yesterday. When it comes to buying one-of-one art, like you mentioned, you're trying to get into there. DJ Poet, I love that guy. I follow him himself. We're both from Chicago, so I'm biased with him, but I love his art and everything that he does. So on your site, I saw that you offer one of his pieces that you can buy with Club. So can you walk me through Club, the liquidity pool, how much you earn per day, and like, is there a dollar amount attached to like how much you guys bought, whatever it is that you're giving away for Club, or just if there isn't at all?
Yeah, so the route that we decided to take just for like where our company's at and the legal advice that we got, we've decided to just create Club as a rewards token for now. It's not an SPL token that has a liquidity pool or anything like that. It's essentially just something that you can use in the collector's ecosystem that we're creating. So really what we've done is we've created just like kind of like a Web3 loyalty program with Collector Zone. So you can stake to earn Club, but you can't really use Club or liquidate Club for USDC or anything like that, or Sol or anything like that. You really can just buy the items and shop on our marketplace, which is, you know, really the main driving thing of what we want to do moving forward, is to continue to offer value to our holders through these items, like what you said, like the one of ones, that we're going to do more for our people who are into NFTs, like, because we understand that it's super niche. Like everybody, like literally, if you think Pokemon, like you might laugh at it. If you think about cards, you might laugh at it. Just collecting in general, like you said, but it's really just that culture of like the flipping mentality, I think, is really what we're trying to capture more so than that. So we're trying to, you know, provide opportunities for those people who are into that, and then people who are truly integrated into the Solana ecosystem with NFTs and that kind of stuff, and continue to collab and partner with other collections where we can offer their NFTs on our platform.
I agree. I think that's a great move that you guys don't have a liquidity pool for that, because at the end of the day, it'd be very easy. Again, my own personal thing. Like I'm sure you guys know more, but when it comes to that, what I'm thinking is like people would just tie the monetary value of what you're going to trade the club in for how much like retail price of whatever it is that's going on. You know, which again, that's up to you. Model.
Yeah,
but
that would also be, you're right. You raise a good point
yeah.
with that. And honestly, that's really not even the main reason we did it, but there are several reasons why, like the monetary value attached to it definitely made it a little bit harder than people just seeing, you know, one club as one club, truthfully. You know what I'm saying? Because as much as people want to be like, oh, one soul is one soul, it's like, no, motherfucker. Like you're seeing soul totally different at $35 than you were seeing it at $175. So like, you know, that would create, you know, an issue for us if our coin were to get liquidated or whatnot. So yeah, just a rewards token, but we are trying to offer badass stuff that people can really like look forward to getting, not just like, oh, here's a, you know, not even come out okay bears and say, oh, here's a wristband, but like, you know, just like here is something that you are passionate about, or something that you literally want. You know what I'm saying? You're like a little kid at an arcade trying to save up their tickets to get the big prize. You know what I'm saying? So like at the end of the day, you know, that's kind of the experience we're trying to provide.
Yeah, it's fair you guys took this route then. Yeah, I mean, I never, man. Whenever I went to the fucking arcade, I just left with like a pixie stick or something stupid. I never saved it. I was never very.
That's because you were shit at games. I would always look for the fucking best prize and always
come on, man,
feeling like a champion.
What did you get? You got the big teddy bear, the bitch that was bigger than you.
Hey guys, we don't
everything.
need to fight. We got prizes we got big prizes, we got small prizes, we got 10 club prizes, we got 10,000 club prizes. So guess what? You want a pixie stick? We got you. Fast. If you want to go big, go big, buddy.
I need a pixie stick or like the nerd string candy. I always got those things. I think I went to Dave & Buster's 2 times in my life. I left with like candy. Fast. What did you leave with? Women? Come on, just tell me. Go on, speak.
I left with the whole fucking store, buddy. I'm fucking great at games. All right.
I can't even argue that. I'm not very good at them. I think you know the game. You put it's like a 5-cent game, and it drops the ball, and if the rubber ball goes inside like the jackpot hole or whatever, that's the only game. No, I take it back, Fast. You go. I mean, respectfully, Fast, I disagree with your opinion that in the aforementioned statement you just made, but the game Stacker, I'm very fucking good at that game, where the 3 blocks go left to right, and you have to put it in the middle, and then you have to bop till the top, and then it goes from 3 to 2 to 1. I'm very fucking good at that game. I'll beat your ass in that game any day.
That machine is rigged. I hope you know that.
And what was it rigged? I've won like 50 times. Guy's mad. He's just mad because he doesn't win. Rigged means
no. I'm definitely a fucking winner. I just know whenever it's not ready to fucking pay or not. You're the guy that would spend $50 and then push it to that payout. No, I'm there to win. Just like in that Fortnite game that we played like last week, you didn't get a single fucking kill. I fucking killed everyone and got the victory royale. I'm just different.
I'm fucking busy, man. I got time to play Fortnite, man. They got Thanos, Goku in there doing shit. I can't handle that. What do I look like? I can't fight Thanos and Goku at the same time. All I'm good at is stack.
I bought them.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. We did play Fortnite, and he did carry me. That's a good point. So I'll bring up a different topic here because I don't want to talk about fucking Fortnite. But Jago, is it Jago or Jago? I don't want to say
Jago.
Jago. Okay, sorry, bro. Jago, I saw that you used your club the other night, and I took a bookmark of this tweet, and you got a Pokemon card with it. So how long did it take you to save up enough club to be able to afford this? And when you buy it, is it just directly shipped to you, or do you have it like kind of in your like store or whatever, and then you can like claim it later when you want?
So I just redeemed that today. It took me a few weeks. I've got a really fat bag of collectors because I love what they're doing. And I loved sports cards growing up, Pokemon cards growing up. I kind of stepped away from it for, like 15 years. And now Collectorz Club has gotten me like, full steam back into the card collecting, and it's fun. So I really appreciate them for that too. But so basically they have like a dashboard on the collector zone where you fill out your shipping information, and whenever you redeem, you're basically just confirm that that's going to be where it's shipped, and they ship to your house.
That's kind of incredible. So how would I go about, again, my own personal thing, and we're gonna move on to the other thing. How do I go about making my Boryoku in one of these little, what are they called? Plastic, whatever.
Slabs.
Slabs.
Yeah. So technically, like, the term is like getting your card. Like, usually when you have your card in these slabs, you're sending it in to get graded. Technically, when you send it in to get graded, you're sending that in to like actually have people inspect like the quality, the condition that it's in, right? And like you get it back slabbed with like a number. But obviously, these NFTs that we're going to be doing, like, they're all going to be gem mints, just because, like, every NFT that somebody wants to get graded, they're going to love it just as much, whether it's fucking worth 100 SOL or whether it's worth 0.5 SOL. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're all gem mints. They're all going to come slab. They're all going to be the same. It's just going to be like the design that people can pick differently. But yeah, I would love to talk with you more about, like, getting you hooked up with some of your NFTs and your community and offering that for you guys. It's definitely something that we're going to be doing. We're launching publicly in October, but in the meantime, between now and October, we're just going to be getting our website ready and taking orders from our community first, and then making any partnerships with any other communities who are interested in it.
Sounds like it could be one of the first utilities ever given to those legendary dragons.
Hey man, that's where you come in. You got the Shinobi right there. You got the voice to say something about that.
I'll have to have a talk with Taj about that.
I mean, that's once again, until I get the friend off of Howl, I'm not gonna have a seat at that table just yet.
But yeah, that's exactly what the point is. Like Finn over at Monkey Baby Business, he saw what we were doing and saw the value and how he could provide it to his holders. We negotiated a cost, and he's like, easy, let's do it. Let's do it for all 50, and let's go, like, right away. So, people definitely see it as something, it's a commemorative piece that somebody can have and, hold on to, sentimental piece that somebody could hold on to. And, we're starting with NFTs, but we do plan to expand off into other things. Like if somebody wants a picture of their dog slabbed up or whatever, like in the future, we're definitely going to expand into other things just to make it a little bit more scalable. We understand that kind of the way when we launch is going to be kind of like a shitcoin chart where, like, it's going to take off at first. Everyone's going to want to get like 1 or 2 NFTs, but then it's like, okay, I got my NFT. Like, do I really need to collect 100 of these? Like, probably not. So that's where we understand we're going to need to venture off into other areas, but we're going to start here and serve the Solana ecosystem first. And obviously, we've talked about a lot of platforms we built. The most important thing is we're creating these platforms because a percentage of all of them go back to our DAO. Like, all of these things we're creating, we want to drive revenue streams, not rely on royalties or even mint proceeds or something. Like, we're really focused on like setting up business models for everything we're doing and making sure that that's going to continuously feed the DAO.
Nice. Yeah, as it should be. I have nothing to add to that. But Trinity, your hand is up. What's up, man?
So, man, so I was going to say about whatever Collectorz Club said. So I was researching a bit last day, and I got my hands into Beeple's art. You must be knowing him, right? So is selling out those cases with digital NFT assets. You can like digitally see view your NFTs, and it's really cool. Like, people would love that.
Thank you. Yeah, we really think that it's going to be something that people really enjoy. Like I said, I think it's going to be something that, at first is something that's hot and people are really enjoying. But, I don't see it being something where like everybody's going to get every NFT, slabbed up because they want it physically. But I do think it's something perfect for somebody to have, at their work desk or, in their bedroom or whatever, literally just something because, I know we all flex our PFPs and we kind of see that as our personality in this Web3 or digital space that we're in. So I think it's just something that people will see kind of like what you said. I think they're really just going to think it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a cool little collectible. And that's just another little thing, another little, thing forward that we can push on everybody to see themselves as a collector in this stuff. Because we know that if you're in the NFT space, like, yeah, you're here because you maybe want to get benefits or you want to get utility or you want to like continue to learn more or whatever. But at the end of the day, a lot of the people in here also do have that collecting side, you know, where either they're exploring the 101 stuff, or they're exploring rarities, you know, or they're exploring, you know, I want to get this collection, this collection, this collection. And whether it's from the flippers mentality, or it's like the diamond handed, like I'm going to hold this forever mentality, all of those things come from that traditional collecting mindset. So, you know, we're all kind of here as collectors, whether we realize it or not. So our goal is to continue to like make those light bulbs go off for people on like, oh, dope, like maybe I should just pick up a collector because I fuck with what they're doing, and like I like their initiative. I don't even like collecting cards, but I, you know, trust in what they're building in the future. And I think we've had a lot of people who have done that, and then, you know, trickle down into like just being in a part of our community, and they're like, oh shit, like I'm gonna go buy a box of cards now just to see what I get, because I see people pulling $500 cards, just like what got everybody into NFTs when they saw Bored Apes or some bullshit, and they're like, oh, I can make $1 million doing this. So like it is kind of exciting in that sense, and it is like you said, it is kind of going back from Web3 to Web2 in a sense. And I know it wasn't condescending that you said that, but I think it's important that we do cross back over to Web2 and fully grasp that before you do cross over. You know, that's why that bridge is there, and you know, we're going to allow it to go both ways, whether you want to go more on, if you want to order, let's say, your CGS slabs because you want that physical item, you think that's awesome, or if you're, you know, new to NFTs and you want to dive into the collector zone because you want to understand staking and that stuff. So we're kind of offering it for both people. But yeah, so I hope I answered all your questions and told you guys everything about Collectorz Club. Let me know if you guys, you know, stop by DM, ask me any questions. We're like literally the most open, you know, community possible. Like if you guys want to collab, or if you guys are like, hey, the CGS idea is dope, I'd love to get a few for my community, just holler at me and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you. So just because again, like I said, I could keep talking for forever, man. But okay, so we have chicken tenders. We have a pay to earn game on Solana, and then we have Collectorz Club. So I'm not quite sure who to ask here. Maybe Jago. Jay, is it Jago? I'm so sorry, I forgot.
Jago. Yeah,
Jago, sorry, bro. Jago, I was just gonna wonder. Maybe you could tell us about Girl in the Red Cape.
Yeah, so we got Zack Stentz up here. I'm sure he'll like to chime in, and Jasper is on the Visionary Studios account. He's working heavily on the project as well, hand in hand with Zach and Stuzer. But Girl in the Red Cape is a very fun project that we've been working on for about 5-6 months now. And it's basically a storyline project that ventures into film 3 a little bit. And it's basically uses Stuzer art. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Stuzer, but it's the artist that made the Genesis membership for Visionary Studios. And he just makes these incredible world building pieces that we decided to piece together a story for. And I don't know if Jasper or Zach want to chime in, but
yeah, no worries. Yeah, so like Jago was saying, we were lucky enough to work with Stuzor when creating the Genesis membership for the Visionary Studios first initial mint. And as a team, you know, we knew that we wanted to venture into film 3 and create something cinematic in the space. And when looking at the piece that we had put out for mint, we realized the focal point of the image wasn't the hands, it wasn't the planets, it was definitely the girl. You know, we looked at it and we were saying, that's the story. Who is she? Where is she going? What's her mission? What is she looking for? And with that, you know, this little idea started to snowball. And with connections that one of our team members, Kyle, had from the you know, Hollywood industry, we were able to put Stu's art in front of people like Zach. And Zach is up here. He's a Hollywood screenwriter. And I'll let Zach definitely, you know, Zach, if you're available to introduce yourself, give a little background, that would be awesome. And thank you again, man, for coming. This is awesome.
Hey, this is Zach, and I'm mainly known as a screenwriter. I was one of the screenwriters on the first Thor, on X-Men First Class, and a bunch of other things like that. And this is kind of my first foray into Web3. And what drew me into it, frankly, was just how wonderful Stuzor's art was, and how it reminded me of some of my favorite science fiction movies, like Interstellar and 2001, and reminded me of the Omni magazine covers from when I was a kid that just fired my imagination and my love for storytelling and science fiction. So I got together with the fine people at Visionary and with Stuzor, and together we came up with a kind of serialized storytelling narrative that combines story, visuals, and narration and music to take people on a 12-part journey with the girl in the red cape, finding out where she's from, what she's after, and the amazing journey through time and space that she's going through. So that's what's coming very soon, and I'm really excited about it. It feels like the birth of a new art form in the way that that podcasting was a few years ago, and audio dramas took off. This feels like a new place to tell stories and to take audiences on a journey with us.
Yeah, and just to build off that, we were lucky enough, obviously, to have Zach join us for this journey and really develop this incredible narrative. And we also were able to sign on Lance Reddick. He's an actor from The Wire and John Wick. He's also done voice work for the Horizon games and Destiny. And he too, I mean, it all stems from, it's not our sales pitch that has gotten them to join. It's really Stu's art and just how incredibly epic it is and what it really draws out of you as a creative. And we were able to get Lance on board, and it culminated in this really, amazing group of talent that we couldn't be more excited about, honestly. And we actually opened the Discord. I saw Jago posted a tweet from the other day, but we opened the Discord, and even that has taken on a life of itself. We have an AI art generating bot that has spawned basically community driven lore. Community members on their own have just taken to building out entire character narratives and backstories of these planets and what people are looking for. There's entire space missions happening that were just unprompted. And so it's been really one of the cooler, more creative experiences I've ever had, but also just definitely one of the most unique Discord experiences I've ever had. And we couldn't be more excited. Zach mentioned, just the creative freedom that the space is going to allow. And we really were able to just step back and let Zach and Stu, the two creatives here, who were we to get in the way, but put their heads together and come out with what we think is just an incredible story. So we're very excited about this project. The NFTs themselves, Stuzor, in each world has set a cinematic tracking shot. So while you're following along and hearing Lance read, there is a cinematic experience where you're going through these worlds that he's rendered in Unreal Engine. And the NFTs themselves are actual frames from the cinematic experience. So you actually own a frame from an episode, which we think is a pretty cool and unique way of going about delivering a collection. With that, we've also...
It's a little bit like buying a cell from an animated film, which is also very popular.
Yeah, exactly. And we're also avoiding the Netflix meta of releasing the entire experience all up front or all 12 episodes. We miss the days of, HBO Prestige and the shows like Lost, where week to week there were the fans coming up with theories and, discussing the show itself and where they thought it was going. So we're excited to see what that will look like in our community and in the Discord. But we're also doing art reveal with the NFTs. So when we mint out the collection, within the metadata, you may see that your NFT is from World 8. Well, that NFT you have may have a pretty important spoiler. So that led to, the idea of every week when the episode debuts or airs or premieres, your art, if it is in fact tied to that world, will reveal itself. So we're super excited about that as well.
Good Lord. Okay. Wow. Okay. So first of all, sounds incredible. And then bullish, of course, as usual. Can't say anything else about that. But I have a question for Zach. Zach, this has nothing to do with what we just talked about. But you said that you had something to do with the writing about X-Men First Class, right?
You are correct.
I have a question, bro, and don't take this in a bad way, but this is
No.
it's kind of an attacking question. Why did you kill Darwin off like that, man? What happened with Darwin, bro?
Do you want to know the real story?
I would love to know the real story because these X-Men, like all of them, I fucking loved all of these. And then when when Charles Xavier pulled up in the new Doctor Strange movie, I literally screamed. But it just gave me PTSD to this scene when Darwin died. His superpower is that he can't die.
Is that he can't be killed. I know. Yeah. I know. It was let us just say that was that they needed to kill someone off at the halfway point, and they were like, we're gonna kill Darwin. And this was the director, we're gonna kill Darwin. And we're like, okay, guys, two things. One, you realize that his superpower is that he can't die, and two, killing the black guy at the halfway point in this day and age it's not just iffy, it's kind of a cliche. And let us just say that was done over our vehement objections. And I know Eddie the actor who played Darwin very well, and we've commiserated over that and come up with ways of potentially bringing him back. But unfortunately, now that that world with Fox being gobbled up by Disney is probably over. But you are not wrong. You are not wrong on the Darwin thing. That was not something I was super happy with, even though my name is on the screenplay. A movie, unlike a Web3 project, is a project. We had $150 million of Fox's money and dozens of people looking over our shoulders, whereas with Girl in the Red Cape, it was just me and Stu and the visionary people doing it ourselves. So there was so much more creative freedom there, and it's one of the things that made creating in this space so much fun, is to not have I do promise you that in Girl in the Red Cape, the black guy will not die at the halfway point.
Hey, that makes me happy, because not only was Darwin was just not supposed to die, but like you said, I was like, man, I was watching the movie, I was like, come on, man. I was like, anybody else could have died right now. You had to choose him of all people, superpower. And yeah, okay, makes me happy to know that you, as a writer that was involved in this, you were just like, man, that shouldn't have fucking happened. So that's 10 years ago almost. That was 2013 or 2013 or 11, I think. And that makes me happy. 10 years ago, I put that to rest. You know what I mean?
Finally got some closure.
Yeah, it only took 10 years, but I got closure from it. It's funny because last year I rewatched all of the X-Men movies, and then I remember Logan. Dude, Logan was fucking incredible, one of the best movies I've ever seen. And I was just like, man, they did this so well, but they did Darwin so fucking dirty in this movie. But it just makes me happy to know that you, as a writer, you were just like, yeah, I disagreed with this move. But like you're saying, in Web3 space, just when it comes to creativity, free range, you literally can do whatever the fuck you want. The space itself isn't even fully formed yet. It'll never be completely fully formed. So when it comes to Girl in the Red Cape or anything that Visionary Studios does, you can literally do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, Hungry Robot Chicken Club is fucking around with chicken tenders, bro. You can do whatever you want in this space. And that's the beauty, Zach. So if you kill off Darwin or something like that, I feel like it's going to be you doing it.
Absolutely. And the incredible thing is yeah, it's not money that's the barrier anymore. It's not having $150 million. It's essentially, it's talent. It's how good of a story can you tell, and how talented are you at bringing these visions to life visually. And luckily we've got Stu, who is using Unreal Engine and just creating these incredible 3D vistas that you just want to step into the frame and live inside. It's really tremendous what he's done. And it feels like you're getting little slices of a Christopher Nolan movie, except we didn't have to spend $200 million on it.
Yeah, I was watching all these from the other night, and I'm looking at them literally right now. Did you see the movie Green Knight? Did you see that movie?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was tremendous.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. That was an incredible movie with such beautiful visuals in it. While I was watching it, go ahead. What's up?
No, I was just saying, definitely. You got
Yeah,
these
yeah. So when I
giants
was watching
walking
that
through
movie,
and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, it was beautiful. Like I was like, I need to be on acid or shrooms or something while watching this movie. That movie was definitely made for people. You had to go there high on something. I just went to watch the movie because drugs are bad. But man, it reminds me of that. And like you said, like this is a very, very immersive art. Like a lot of other art, you can look at it, makes you feel something. I think every art, if good art, makes you feel something. When I'm looking at this, and even when I was in the Discord, I was like I don't even know what I'm feeling when I'm watching this, But at the end of the day, it's a good feeling, because I'm looking at this giant with these just like I don't even know granite geometric shapes that are just changing right in front of me, and I'm trying to figure out the emotion behind it. But I know it's bewilderment. That's the one emotion I could tie to it. But okay, aside from that, we know it's beautiful. We know it's fucking incredible, and I love it. But one thing I had a question about. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the main goal. Are you guys creating a show, or are you guys creating like for Girl in the Red Cape? What is the main goal here? Is it just going to be one-of-one art collections, or is it just going to be an entire collection? Or
So so there's a couple answers to that. One, yeah, absolutely. We see that Web3 will be the next, birthplace of original IP, franchise IP. Currently, I would say the meta in cinema is nostalgia-based derivatives or nostalgia-based sequels or prequels. You got basically Marvel has taken over everything. So it's to me personally, I view Web3 as what will lead to the birthplace of probably the next original IP franchise to come out. So there is that aspect of it. The other is, bringing this level of art into the ecosystem in a manner that Stu is a one-of-one artist. He has been very prevalent. He was established on Ethereum, and allowing holders to not only get into this immersive cinematic experience, but rather than holding, not to shame Solana or anything, but rather than, holding a pixelated animal or, a cartoon, this is, we find that this is going to bring a full experience where you're holding a frame from something that, who knows, 2 years down the line could be a cinematic experience turned into a mini series, turned into a feature film. With that, we're also offering these cool immersive experiences where Portals has partnered with us and created an entire Stuzor themed vision where we've been holding AMAs. We're likely going to be doing screenings of the episodes as they air. Our dream down the line is that this type of experience, you think about Oculus and VR and the possibilities of going in and roaming around one of Stu's worlds, actually being a part of the search for the girl, certainly is a possibility. But for now, we're trying to bring Web3 a new and unique way of storytelling, while also allowing collectors and NFT fans to be a part of it.
Okay. Wow. Yes, I agree with everything you just said. I literally don't have anything to add to that. But I do have another question about Girl in the Red Cape. The Discord. Who the fuck made this Discord, man? It's not only is it incredibly unique, but I don't understand it. Like that's my main point here. I think it's
so
cool.
it was
definitely on
so
theme.
the story is the Discord was created by there's a Valbot, and it was created as a safe haven, and she kind of glitched out. But the Discord is it's certainly a unique space. We have some extremely creative and talented people on the team, and check out. I would definitely say venture into Stu's Cantina and poke around, because it's become and turned into one of the most unique creative places on Discord, in my opinion. It's wild in there.
Yeah.
And I'll pop in and share cocktail recipes there sometimes.
You said cocktail recipes?
Yeah, you got to get a Stentz mojito.
A Stentz mojito? What exactly is that, Zach?
It's a long story. It's too long to explain, but I will give you I will share recipes of some of my favorite cocktails in there every now and again. I enjoy getting in there and mixing it up with the people in the cantina?
So if you actually go into we have a channel called Compendium. We've been curating and basically archiving all of the art that goes along with the stories that have come out of our community. But we also, when you go there, have the menu from Stu's Cantina. So you'll find the Stentz Mojito. You'll find all of the other food and beverage items that the community has made, and they, give us the ingredients and how to make it. So there's just like branches to this Discord that have just totally blown our minds.
Yeah, I see. I'm in archives right now. I remember Lance Riddick. He was on what's that show called?
Fringe.
I totally forgot. He was on that one interview show, and they always do crazy stuff.
Eric Andre?
Yeah, Eric Andre. Yeah, he was on
Eric
Eric
Andre.
Yep. And I remember seeing him on there. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is he, like, what is he doing? Because I know from John Wick, I fucking love John Wick, and he's played such a serious, like, hard, like, killer character on there. And I don't know, he was fucking around in Eric Andre. And Lance Riddick, like, we glossed over that fact very quickly here. How the fuck, like, Zach, did you bribe him? Like, what happened there?
Other people will have to speak to that more than I can, but I will say that this is actually Girl in the Red Cape represents a reunion between me and Lance Reddick, because on the Fox science fiction show Fringe that I was a writer for, and Lance was one of the stars about 10 years ago.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. And again, I'm trying to, like, whenever I talk about any project ever, I always just see, like, what unique thing are they bringing to the ecosystem as a whole, not just the project or holders. But I mean, I don't know many other projects that have actual, like, Web 2 big names in it. I'm trying to think, and I don't know. Because again, John Wick, that's fucking incredible. I don't know. I have a bias there. I fucking love John Wick. But
yeah, it just stemmed from, one of our team members has connections in the industry and has lived out there and worked in that industry for a while. But I would say more than anything, what got Lance assigned to the role and what made him jump at this was Stu's art. It just kind of invokes something, and much like I think with Zach, it really was kind of the cherry on top when he got in there and started seeing his work and seeing his portfolio. That's what really brought him to us.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like you said, it's immersive as fuck. So even just looking at it from an outsider, you don't know anything about NFTs, anything about Solana, Ethereum, Near, whatever blockchain. Just looking at it alone should be like enough to just want to be a part of it. Lil Vape, what's up, bro? Go ahead.
What's going on, guys? I just wanted to hop in and say I didn't realize that Lance Reddick was who he is. That's fucking sick, bro. He's dope as fuck. I didn't know his name. I know that actor, but I didn't know his name. That's fucking sick, bro. I saw him recently in the new Resident Evil on Netflix too. Dude, he's a really good actor. That shit's sick as fuck, man. Congratulations on that. I'm definitely gonna have to check this shit out because that's dope.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, we actually get that quite a lot, where it's, who the hell is Lance Reddick? And then the second you see him, you're like, oh my God, you got Lance Reddick?
Yeah, bro. I literally Googled him just now. I was like, what the fuck? Because I've seen Fringe too. And I was like, who the fuck is he on Fringe? Like, I know that show too. Like, what? And then I was like, oh shit, that's who they're talking about. That's sick as shit. So that's dope, guys.
Yeah, he's an amazing actor. Awesome guy. Really, really nice and easy to work with. It was a real pleasure having him join.
Yeah, and like when all is said and done with Girl in the Red Cape, we're left with 12 worlds, each of which is going to be about, I think, 3 to 4 minute, cinematic art experience with art by Stuzer, a storyline accompanied by Zach, and a narration by Lance Reddick. And with that, we'll be able to take that, bring it into other mediums, whether it be a novel, a book with accompanying art by Stuzer. And we actually are going out to Hive Fest in Amsterdam a couple weeks from now. I think it's the 3rd week of September. And we're going to be at the Film Institute of the Netherlands, and probably going to have a release of one of the worlds there. So going to be some exciting times. And after the full thing's released, it's something we could probably take around to film festivals, pitch it around, hopefully find the right people that might want to take this thing to a whole new level.
And just to add on that, the last the last feature I'll bring up is we will have a dashboard where the opportunity to actually have a Stuzor 1 of 1 created for you as a holder. We in gamifying it a bit within each world. 1% of the collection from that world will be ultra rare NFTs. And if you are lucky enough to either mint an ultra rare or hold one NFT from each of the 12 individual worlds, it will essentially allow for the opportunity for a Stuzor 1 of 1. And we've kind of even taken it a step further where we have created what we're currently calling the Vanguard application. But if you are a holder of an ultra rare, or if you are a holder of the one individual NFT from the 12 worlds, you fill out what is a borderline, almost like a personality test. And the reason being is it's going to give a specific art direction for what that 1 of 1 PFP would look like. So it's not just that we're cranking out these 1 of 1s by Stuzor. It's he's actually going in and based on your personality creating a 1 of 1. So we just are a lot of cool little concepts going on in this project that we're really, really excited about.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, you guys can do so much stuff with this. At the end of the day, like, even the art that I'm looking at here, it's otherworldly, like, you're not bound by any restrictions by this fucking planet. Like, you can literally do whatever you guys want with this. But I actually had a question, like, more so of a clarification. You guys mentioned before frames. So if I were to, I saw recently one of the auctions minted or sold out recently, and I was looking at that. So does he own this entire 15-second clip, the one that won this auction? Or before, when you're talking about frames, were you speaking on the fact that, like, you could own a frame of something else entirely, and then that potentially could be used in the short films that you guys are working on?
Yeah, so that 15-second clip, what you're talking about, we actually have it pinned at the top, and that's a 6-piece collection by Stuzor called Talking to Gods. And yes, that when you win, if you were to win, I believe the second piece, Holy, just ended today. I think the winning bid was 51 or 52 Sol. But there are 4 pieces remaining. And if you win that, you actually do get that clip, that 15-second piece. The frames in particular that we're speaking on is with Girl in the Red Cape. In each of the 12 worlds, that cinematic experience, the NFTs are actually curated from the actual tracking shots within the worlds. So we pick unique perspectives. So I'm always weary on saying you're going to get a 1 of 1 when you mint this, but you will in fact get an NFT from a unique perspective within whichever world you were to get that no other holder has. So in a way, maybe you could say it's a 1 of 1, but they are actual frames taken from the cinematic tracking shots.
That is interesting. Yeah, no, I understand how you can phrase that as a 1 of 1. I mean, it makes sense, but 1 of 1 has its own like vernacular around it. So if you were to phrase it incorrectly, it could definitely be taken the wrong way. But still, I mean, at the end of the day, it is 1 of 1, kind of. Personally, I agree with that. You know what I mean? But when I'm looking at this, so when you mean different perspective, this video that I'm looking at right now called Holy, do you mean that in this video it could be like a different angle, like an angle behind the person?
Yeah, so
how exactly do you mean that?
So the worlds that he has made for Girl in the Red Cape are obviously much larger than the frame that you're seeing on Holy or any of the other in Talking to Gods. They are full environments that the camera is freely moving around, and there may be an Easter egg or a moment in the narrative, and the camera will actually pan by what that narrative moment is talking about. So instead of a 15-second steady clip like you're looking at, it's a 3 to 5 minute tracking shot going, over mountains, above the monoliths' heads, behind the Girl in the Red Cape, through the pillars. And from that tracking shot is where we are curating the collection from each world. So you may have one that is looking down, from the mountainside. You may have one from right behind the Girl in the Red Cape, or you may get lucky and get the ultra rare, which shows the Girl in the Red Cape from the front where you could actually see her face.
Okay, I understand. Thank you for that. The clarification, because I'm looking at this, I'm like what I don't even, because again, I'm trying to wrap my head around just the world building around it. I mean, there's a solar system going around a giant's head, and then the girl in the red cape's there on the floor. And again, it reminds me of Eternals. It reminds me of Green Knight. It reminds me of Interstellar somehow, just because it's in space with the tracking shots, literally everything, which I think is incredible. But okay, so I just have one more question for you guys. Again, we've been here for like an hour and a half. I don't want to keep everyone for too long, but I want to hear about the team that goes behind each individual collection here. So I want to hear how the team itself, like where your guys' experience came from. I know you guys mentioned it a little in the intro that we did before, but just how it ties into what you guys are doing now with Visionary Studios is kind of just what I want to hear about each individual collection here. Like, how is Visionary Studios, Jago, all you guys and like connections with each other? How are they tied together?
So Visionary Studios is comprised of 6 founders, and basically we would kind of do the management, day-to-day operations and stuff, and every project has a dedicated team of its own. Whether it's Soulofox, Collectorz Club obviously have their own teams because they were projects prior to us becoming a partner. And then like Hungry Robot Chicken Club, for instance, is a partnership with Stickies and Lunchbox. Lunchbox had the devs build out a dashboard, and we're working with them to use that technology to hopefully go and plug it right into other Lunchbox clients that they've got hundreds of fast casual restaurant chains that we could possibly tap into after Hungry Robots. But yeah, so Girl in the Red Cape, you have Zach and Lance and Stu, who are really laying the groundwork with the art. But every project would have its own dedicated team, I would say, within Visionary Studios. But Visionary Studios is just a team of 6 founders.
Okay, yeah, I see. I understand. So you guys are kind of like the management. Is that a correct label I could put, or just advisory aid to these 6 different collections that you guys are working with together?
Yeah, we really developed like a comprehensive go-to-market strategy and business development for all these projects. And actually, funny story about how Hungry Robot Chicken Club got linked up with Jago. An HR Sticky's Chicken was actually one of the Jago's Foodie Friends images, and it had sold for like 30 Sol or something when Sol was a couple $100. And Sticky's actually saw that sale and said, "Holy shit! Like, our chicken is selling for like 200 times what it costs in the store. That's crazy, right?" And then reached out to Jago, and they said, "Oh, we kind of heard about some of these restaurants poking in. I mean, there's like Gary Vee's got his restaurant, and it's not really accessible. It's kind of like a really high ETH amount. Like you get a chair at a restaurant. So we knew that we weren't going to pursue that and go that way. Just too niche and too only brings in 10 people into the ecosystem, whereas this has the opportunity to bring in like 1 million people into the ecosystem. So yeah, we just kind of linked up with Stickies after that Jago Foodie Friends sale, and it was like a perfect match.
Yeah, I understand. Understandable. Yeah, at the end of the day, the space is it's honestly just crazy how you meet people, where you meet people, stuff like that. But I was just wondering, like the involvement with each collection's individual team with Visionary Studio. But I mean, now that I know that, it's kind of incredible. So, but Jago, though, when it comes to how you chose these 6, or not even just chose, or how you guys decided to become partners together, like what stood out about these guys compared to, I'm sure, many other people that have hit you up to just work with Visionary Studios?
Well, 3 of them I've known for about 15 to 20 years from my hometown. And we've been chatting for, a while throughout the whole Solana NFT boom. Minted monkeys together back in August and stuff. And we really weren't really happy with the way the space was forming, and a lot of, just the Ponzi tokenomics and just, nothing really legitimate about the projects in the space. No real revenue structure outside of the royalties that they're hoping to get. And we really wanted to bring something legitimate to the space. So we got together and we said, what can we do? One of the founders, TG3, he's from the Monk DAO. He's one of the 6 that I would say didn't have past relationship with the rest of us prior to launching and getting together.
Oh, Jago. I think you're kind of rugging. I cannot hear you. I'm sorry, man.
This is like a rite of passage, having Jago rug on your spaces.
I mean, we're nearing the end, so if he was gonna rug, I'm glad it's now and not.
Yeah, I think. But just to touch on that, TG was you know, of the six of us, obviously one of the, you know, more important additions to the team, with a background in law. He, you know, brought that level of you know, legal professionalism and knowledge to the team, but you know, certainly was already well known and very prevalent in the Solana space, being a member of the Monk DAO. And you know, Kyle, I believe we touched on earlier. He's one of our buddies over 10 years out in California. He has the roots in the Hollywood industry. Nick, or as a lot of you know him as Nicky Solana, he's actually family at this point, but you know, like Jago was saying, minted monkeys, but comes from a background in asset valuation and accounting. And, you know, and then Brian and myself, small business owners, we all just came from these Web 2 professions. And by Web 3 standards, I guess we're all boomers because we're all like 30 plus. You know, I had my daughter in the room crying because it was bedtime earlier. So, but we see what's possible and what's to come for Web3 in this space in general. And like, we didn't really want to like focus in on one project specifically, because we knew that, you know, every vertical, every industry would be touched and impacted by this. You know, I still think and still say, obviously the market is in a shit place right now, but we're all still so early. And, you know, that's what's most exciting to us is, you know, whether it's Web3 with Film 3 and cinema and media and entertainment, or even just like adoption into restaurants, the culinary industry, or, you know, sports and collectibles, which Collectorz Club has on lock. There's just no doubt in our mind that this is what's coming down the pipeline. And so we didn't want to really, you know, allow ourselves to not be a part of any of these verticals. And, you know, through our connections, Jago and TG in the space, with Kyle in Hollywood, we were able to really, you know, get together and partner and back and curate these projects.
Jago, you alive, bro?
I think so. I hope so.
Yeah. Okay, we can hear you, man.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah, our first release was the Genesis membership back in March, and really, we want to tie, you know, everything that we do back to that somehow, in a legally compliant manner. So basically, there's 777 Genesis memberships, and they're just going to be directly exposed to all projects under the Visionary Studios umbrella. So that's how things started. And from there, we, you know, kind of dug in, started forming partnerships where we, you know, had connections and where we felt were necessary. And here we are. We're looking forward to building out this company.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. I have nothing to add to that at all. I mean, we've been at this for an hour and a half. I like to think that I didn't talk as much this time. I was listening. But, I mean, if every collection here, just a closing remark, outro, whatever you guys want to give, I've asked all the questions I wanted to ask. I mean, I learned a lot, and I'm sure when I post this recording, because we're recording, I'm gonna make sure that I include every single thing that we talked about, X-Men, all the way down to Pokemon cards, all the way down to Solana pay-to-earn games, literally everything. So I just want to give everyone a platform, you know, like, quick outro, whatever you guys are working on, whatever you guys want to give your lights to, whatever it is. And of course, I just want to say thank you guys for joining. Hour and a half, especially. I know how fucking busy you guys are. You guys just told me X-Men stories, so I'm sure you guys are busy. But whoever wants to go ahead, you guys.
Well, first off, thanks for having all of us up here. Really appreciate the platform. But I'd just like to say that Soulofox right now is minting on Magic Eden. It's on the front page there on the launch pad. Go check it out. And, you know, be sure to join the Soloverse. It's just getting started, and there's actually a nice dragon NPC walking around the town with a bottle of BOKU ready for a good Friday night. So have a good one. Really appreciate you having us on.
I think Jado covered our outro, but yeah, just want to second that. Thanks, man. Thanks. It's actually really great getting together with all the visionary companies. I think we got to do this more, guys. But that was a lot of fun. And appreciate it. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, thank you
for
guys.
sure.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Of course, you guys. Yeah, anytime. Whenever I have a space, no matter what the fuck we're doing, come up, talk. As you can tell, I don't have any structure to this. So, thank you guys for joining, Jago. Thank you for like collecting everybody here. And I mean, like I said, make a group chat, you guys. You guys just gotta be talking.
For
And
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna look at the girl in the red cape. I already hit up Collectorz Club, and I need to go look at the mint page right now, and then I need to go buy some chicken as well. So there's a lot of stuff I gotta go do right after
Love
this.
it. Yeah, man. Thank you again so much for the platform, having the whole squad up here, and I'm glad we could bring you some emotional closure with Darwin. That was a nice moment.
I don't think I'm clipping that section for myself, though.
Awesome.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
yeah, man. Thank you very much again.
Of course,
And
of course.
And just one closing statement, like if you got a business out there you think could be supplemented using blockchain and using Web3 technology, my name's TG3. Hit me up, all right?
Of course, man. All right, love you guys. Thank you for joining, and everyone in the audience, thank you guys. And this will be recorded, so if you missed some of it, just check out the page. It'll be there. All right, see you guys. Happy Friday night. Go crazy.